Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Scoot Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. And today I'm joined with our magnificent CEO, Maciek, and our beautiful, talented CTO, Elwa. How are you both doing today? How is your Friday going so far?
Oh wow, how's your Friday going so far?
Exciting. We are releasing the beta app this afternoon.
Nice.
We're working on a new project, so Friday a bit cold, but nonetheless warm in project.
Warm in your heart.
Is it
Yeah.
is, is it sunny in Montreal, or
Yeah.
is it yeah, nice.
Oh no, I
That's
was
great.
sorry. That was in response to Awa's comment. No,
Yeah.
it's weird. It's cold. For anyone who's listening from Montreal, it's been like a crazy 48 hours in terms of +10, a ton of rain, -20 cold, freezing, and now it's chaos. So we'll see. We'll see how it shapes up for the weekend. How about you, Chris? How are you?
Toronto's 10 degrees. It's boiling. I'm going to take a scooter out this afternoon. Like it's tough to be in an office with this weather. So super excited, but no, it's been a great week as well. Like I said, it's like summer's coming. Things are falling into place. There's some really cool projects and a few cool announcements out. I think we'll share a bit next week. But yeah, really well. How are you? How are you, Match?
I'm still good. I'm still good, like I was 3 minutes ago.
Oh, sorry. We started with L1 and you didn't go. So
Yeah, no, we're good.
cool.
We're good. We're
Cool.
busy. What are we busy with? We're busy with. I think the biggest project right now is, at least on the marketing front, it's the brand ID. Like we sort of just realized that there was a lot of decentralized decisions made about how we want to communicate with our customers, and not a whole ton of guidelines. And I think that's just led to some inconsistencies. So, echoing what Awa said, echoing what Chris said, we're working on an evolution, not a revolution, for this year, which is kind of a fresh take for us. But so far, it's going really well.
Cool. That's great. Cool, guys. Okay, so we have a list of updated questions from people, which is great. And then hi to everybody who's watching. We have some great questions already. So let's start off here. Will there be an update coming to the Phantom this year? I'll let you guys take this one.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. So the answer is no. When we really look at how the Phantom unfolded last year in particular, we obviously identified an issue with the way that it was designed, which led to a recall in the US. That's obviously paused production for a good chunk of the summer. And effectively, by the end of the summer is only when we resumed production. And while we were revising the entire steering shaft design, I mean, Elwa and I, we went to China. We met with the team. We looked at all the different options. The scooter was tested for a long time. Stuff like that it takes time. So long story short, we kind of had a big outage production-wise last summer. We resumed production as of July, August, and we made a couple of minor improvements alongside the overhaul of the steering shaft, like the new motors, new casings. So nothing really that you would notice from the outside looking at the scooter, but there are a lot of small internal improvements that really make the scooter much more stable, reliable, and just overall well-rounded over the full lifespan of it. So then, I know what you're referencing here is obviously the kind of the V4 that we communicated on the website. The reason we did it is because we had customers reaching out all the time asking like, hey, have you guys fixed the thing that caused you to recall the product? There was really actually nothing saying, hey, this isn't the pre-recall product, it's the post-recall version of it. And obviously it's got all these improvements that make it totally fine now. So we wanted to just make it super clear for people who are looking to buy the Phantom this summer that they're actually getting the revamped, if you will, V4 version of it. That said, I just want to be very clear. If you've bought it if you've bought it since August, since September, you already have all of the improvements that were required. And if you didn't, then you should have received a bolt in the mail to perform the installation, the upgrade yourself. And if you haven't done it, please do it. It's really important that you do.
And Elwa, do you want to quickly just explain the difference? I mean, just a quick overview of the neck difference with the old and the new one, or is it, I mean, if you guys think it's worth it, but I think it was quite interesting.
Yeah, the old one, and there's new throttles too. The V8 throttle is going to be adapted to
Yes.
the Phantom. Before, the whole direction and everything was relying, it was a tube going inside the neck, and then you had one bolt at the bottom securing the whole assembly. So it means that when this bolt was becoming loose, all the weight of the scooter was on this bolt, and this is not ideal. You want it to be on the middle, on the part like the swing arm. So now instead of having the direction tube going down and being secured with a bolt, we did the opposite like we do on all our scooters. It's on the swing arm going up the neck, and it's secured with a bolt at the top. So even if this bolt become loose, all the stress is going to be on the metal part, which is a lot more solid than the bolt. So we did that. The motor casing as well are now reinforced because we saw cracked motors. We use still inner tubes for those motors, so the rim are a bit thinner to be able to detach them, change the inner tube inside. So now we made them thicker. And lastly, like I mentioned, the V8 throttles that people is well known by now.
Cool. No, that's great. Thank you for the updates. That's great. And the next question is city versus air. Which should I get? I could take that one. It really depends on your scooter experience and your needs of an electric scooter. So we would need to sort of answer, what range are you looking for? What are you using the scooter for? Is it to commute? Is it to go up hills? What is the main use of it? Are you going to be carrying the scooter? Is portability important to you? And budget, what's your budget and how sensitive is that? All of these are really important to understand before we can recommend a scooter. But I'll give you an overview. I guess the Air is your entry level sort of scooter. It's got a single motor. So, it's great for small cities or in the town. It won't be too good for hilly areas such as San Francisco, etc. But it's still got a great battery and a good range and good speed. So take entry level, nice and smooth, relatively slow, at $899. And then the City Pro is like a dual motor, right? So it's more performance based. It'll get you up much steeper hills, up to 25 degrees. It's got a triple suspension, which makes it incredibly comfortable. So really, it's again as your entry level. Just to go on the City, something a bit more portable. The City Pro is really just more performance based, much more comfortable, and a better all-rounded scooter. But it comes at a $16.99, but it's on sale for $15.99 right now. So it just depends on what your needs are. I hope that helps. We also have a quiz on our website to help you if you want to have a look at that as well. Kick to start or step on it and rip it. Which do you prefer and why? Does kick to start really save battery?
It does. It does save battery. I don't know how many percent, but if I look back on electric skateboard, it was the same thing, and it was about 10% the difference, which is significant. So it does change, but I think kick to start is interesting, not necessarily for that, but like as a safety feature, right? Like all the scooters we have here on kick to start, because you always have people just playing with the throttles, and if it's not, it's going to accelerate under them. So I use it more as safety features in the office than to actually save range. And on small scooters like the Go, it's going to be a bigger impact on the range than like the Pro, for example, where you have 30 AH versus 15 AH.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the number of times you see, like even me when I'm going into like a door and like by mistake, like you open the door and you hit the throttle and it's like, and it destroys your walls and everything. Anyway, I would keep kick to start. It's a safer. But yeah, thanks for that. What do you think the scooter laws should be? Oh, I like this one. I can give it a crack unless anybody else wants to jump in. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to come to, I would say, the speed limit. They're similar to cars. If it's an open road with a really good bike lane, everything else, you're limited to like 45 kilometers an hour. If it's in the city and the small bike lane's a bit more narrower, I would say limited to like 25 kilometers an hour. I think honestly, the laws such as wattage, such as size of the tire, such as all this other stuff is just not good at all. Just think about cars. They don't care about what motor you have, what speed you can go. It's what speed and how you sort of act on the road, which is the most important. So I would say speed based on the roads and safety, making sure it's UL 22727 certified like our scooters, and making sure you're wearing your safety gears. It has turn signals like all our scooters. You get the point, the gist. So just get our scooter. But yeah, I think the laws overall would be just more speed based. What do you guys think? Anything else? Any contradictories?
Oh, that makes sense. The size of the tire is the most ridiculous one, but I just think it's annoying. Like when they want to try to control things like this, it doesn't make any sense, you know. As if we were everyone were a child, you know, and they are the source of truth. I don't think it make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the lawmakers also don't really understand the implications of the decisions they make. For example, the famous one is the motor wattage as a restriction, right? Like, I don't know if you guys saw I think it was in the micromobility newsletter a couple of weeks ago. They showed a Dutch police officer with a mobile dynamo that they would then basically, like, imagine a little like trolley, that you have to lug everywhere you go. They would park it on the side of the road, and then they would put on a bike or a scooter on it, roll it for 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then conclude whether you were compliant. Like, it's just so ridiculous. And
Yeah.
basically at that point you've got to ask yourself, am I actually doing what this is meant to accomplish, right? Like, am I making this a safer place to ride a bike or a scooter? And I think you're so deep down the rabbit hole at that point that the answer is no. So yeah, speed makes way more sense.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know if it's like a money grab or certain thing. Like, you see every single country is coming up with their own certification. In Spain, you have to pay something like 16,000 euros per scooter to get it certified, and that certification doesn't apply to France or Germany. So it's like they're doing it. I understand why they're doing it in different ways, to sort of, because there's like a flood of these Frankenstein scooters from China that are safety hazards and can be really be dangerous, and you need certification. But I don't know. I think they're overcomplicating it. And again, you showed the basics such as battery manufacturing and then speed. But yeah, no, thanks, guys. Just to see, I see a lot of questions on YouTube here as well. We'll get to those in just a bit. I see there's a comment from some guy 604. Which platform is he reading questions on? So these are all the questions that were submitted to our social media accounts before the show. So we reply to all of those, and then we go through the live comments. So stay tuned. We're going to get back to your comments, I promise. So can we see it in the future biometrics or passcode requirements after turning on a scooter in order to drive it?
It's already like that with the app. You have, you decide passcode or biometrics, but if you lock your scooter, that's how you unlock it with the Apollo app, and it's going to stay within the app. We're not going to put a biometric on the actual scooter.
Cool, that's great. The next question is, what is a max incline the Proto Pro can handle? Oof, I don't know what the tested one is.
Yeah,
let's get at least 25, 30 degrees.
Yeah,
huh?
I think 25, 30. The Pro has bigger tires, so when you have bigger tires, you have less acceleration, less torque for the same amount of wattage. So yeah, definitely 25. So I would say 25, 30 in this range.
Yeah, I think Electric Scooter Guy did a test on 30. But it's got so much power, right? Again, I don't know if I've seen a hill bigger than 30, but that's a great question.
Just to
Is
jump
the
in,
best scooter?
one more thing,
Yeah.
Chris, sorry. For anyone claiming they can climb 40% incline, I highly recommend you go look at a 40% incline. I guarantee you that, first of all, you're probably not going to be able to walk up that incline. And second of all, no vehicle is going to drive up that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. The biggest thing here is don't trust everything you see on a scooter box or scooter website, unless it's been tested by an independent party. Is the best scooter? Sorry, say it again.
Unless it's Apollo.
There we go. Is the best scooter for night riding the Pro? I need a scooter for my overnight commuting. Yes, I would say the Pro has 360 lighting and it's really bright. I think the Go as well is really good because now we have the STEM lights on it, and trust me, when you look at that, your eyes melt. Which is great. At night, it's like a car can't miss you, so it's really, really good. And yeah, I think those two would be the best. But again, like, you can add additional lighting. We have some really cool headlights coming soon to our website, new accessories, which is nice. Just make sure you add extra lighting. I think that's really important. Get a helmet with the lights on it, or a backpack and put lights on it. Like, safety is always really important, and you can never overdo it with the lights. I mean, you can. We've seen some people overdoing it, but it's always good. Okay, so we're done through those questions. Let's go to the YouTube ones. I have both the Apollo Pro and Apollo Go. Got the Go from Juiced Joyrides. However, the Apollo app cannot be detected on the Go, but it can for my Pro. Support doesn't know why. Would you guys know? Elwa, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, you're like, this is a pre-production-ish unit. Your scooter is brick. You're not going to be able to connect it to the app ever. The only way you're going to be able to do that is to replace the handlebar on the Apollo Go. And that's the only answer I can give you. So once we have the spare part in stock, we reach out to CX, which should be in, we get them after, right? A couple of weeks. And then you just swap the handlebar like you did for the, well, you didn't do the setup process, but it's only 6 screws. It's pretty easy. And that's going to give you a new Bluetooth antenna, and then you're going to be able to connect to it.
And will this be an issue
for the
customers who receive their scooters?
No,
No.
it was fixed.
Yeah. So I think that's, it's important to clarify that this was a pre-production unit. You know, obviously we weren't anticipating that a reviewer would sell it. Yeah, there was just no backdoor built in for that reason.
Yeah. Cool. Hi everybody watching from New York City. When will the Go be delivered to Canadian addresses in early March? Yes, it will be. I think it's on track. It's been received and everything else. Do you guys know exactly?
Yes. Yeah. So it's I believe for Canada we're looking at where does it go? Okay. So Canada arrives 2 days ago. Arrived to port 2 days ago. It's being delivered to our fulfillment center next week, and that means it's probably going to start shipping out towards the end of next week. So realistically, we're looking at delivery kind of the week of the 11th in Canada.
Yeah, which is great. It's probably the quickest we've ever delivered a scooter after pre-orders. So perfect time for the season, which is great. Will the Apollo Go come with a charger that can set the charging limit to 85%, 90% ETC through app control or something else?
No, it comes with 100% charger, and there's no way to set it right now. We might have a different charger in the future, as an accessory.
Because everything we do 100%, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think the question is always, I don't want to damage my battery, right? Like, what happens if I overcharge it? I think it's important to highlight that there is a different, like, not all cells are made equal, basically. And what might be damaging to some cells may be a little bit less damaging or not damaging at all to others. So, can you just kind of elaborate on, like, why are EV cells the cells that we use, and, you know, what are the implications for charging it fully?
Not all cells are made equal like that. So we use EV cell, right? And other competitors, they use LG or Samsung. And it's interesting, we asked our battery factory 2 weeks ago to really pull all the stats, discharge stats, the charging stats, the temperature stats, the setting on the shelf stats, the minus 25 degree stats, and basically you have all the graph with all the numbers. And surprisingly, EV beats all of them. And we're gonna publish those. So we have a temperature, we have the capacity as well. So after 300 recharge cycle, like EV is just higher, and we have like a discharging at 5A, 2A. So anyway, we're gonna publish those results soon. So all that to say that we use the best battery that you can put in a scooter right now at this price. So it should be totally fine, and you're still gonna have like the 500 to like 1,000 recharge cycle because they're 21,700. All that being said, yes, it's better usually to charge your phone or your car or your scooter or your laptop to 80%. But the BMS that we have, it's important to know that it's going to charge up to 90-something%, and then the last remaining percentage is going to take longer to charge to balance those cells, and to the slower the charge, the better. But yeah, we are working on a custom accessory that's going to allow you to change that as well in the future. It's going to be a hardware one, like a dial on the charger, and not a smart BMS that you can change with the app for now.
Cool. Thank you very much, Elwal. Okay. Good afternoon. Hi, Marty. Nice to see you in the chat. Hey guys, I received my Apollo Pro a few weeks ago. For some reason, the Apollo app is not indicating my scooter's correct GPS location. Any ideas? The scooter says the app says my scooter is 1.9 kilometers away.
Yeah, we're pushing in a bit. I don't know if you're in the beta testing of the app. Maybe Randy, if you can post the link here, that would be great. And I joined the beta. We're gonna push an update tonight, and everything should be fixed. For the IoT though, it's weird that it's 1.9 kilometers away. Maybe reach out to CX and I'll look at it with your serial number to see what's happening. But the new app that we're gonna push today is gonna fix a lot of things.
Great, thank you. yeah, there's a video on our, I think, Facebook community showing the new app and everything else. Really cool. Some really cool upgrades there. Which platform? We've already answered that one. First, I think you guys are doing great alternatives great for great car alternatives. I was curious, any updates for weather enclosure for Polo Pro? I think next door will probably the weather thing. Already the Polo Pro is IP66, so relatively like water resistant with high jets, so you're fine in light, medium rain. In terms of alternatives, like weather enclosures, there were more designs. We didn't end up doing the prototype testing because of demand, but maybe in the future. I think it's just not on our list of priorities for now. But again, you can still ride your scooter in the rain. Would we be able to implement a biometric? We already did that one. Sorry. Will we be able to get access to off-road tires on the Pro soon? Hello.
Yeah, I just need to order them.
It's a game of telephone, right? Yeah, I mean, listen, like the way we're thinking of the Pro is that it's not exactly meant to be a trail crushing machine, right? Like it's a luxury road racer, and that was kind of our initial thesis when we developed the product. And what comes with that are slick tires. That said, if you're saying, you know, there's enough interest in off-road tires, I mean, we have them, we tested them, we know where to get them from. Let us know. And maybe what we do is we basically just open up a small number of pre-orders. You know, like let's say we just limit it to 100 people. If we get 100 orders, then we pass that order along to the factory, we source it, and voila. I don't think it's going to be like a very big product or accessory for the Pro for the reasons I mentioned. But again, we can definitely help you out if you think there's enough interest for this type of order.
Yeah, that's great. Is there a way to turn off cruise control without using the app?
No. The cruise control is always off until you turn it on with the app. But to turn it back off, you need to connect to the app and do it. And again, the update we're going to push today, there's new ways to activate cruise control, which is a lot more user-friendly than what we currently have.
Sorry, so this is the comment from the guy who got the Go from Juice Story, right? So that's why it's probably stuck in, which unfortunately, like we mentioned, you're going to have to change just the handlebar assembly to be able to change that, unfortunately. Donovan,
you can reach out to the Juice Ride and change the setting with Juice Ride phone for now. But,
yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Donovan, I thought my Pro stem light would indicate battery power level. Mine does not.
Yeah, we changed that. That before you could click 3 times on the power button and the stem light would change to be from red to green with the whole spectrum of color and showing you the battery level. We removed that because now the 3-click is to activate to engage or disengage the Ludo mode. And this thing was cool, but more gimmicky than actually useful because you have the battery life on the display and on the phone.
Yeah.
So we just removed it. There's no way to have access to this feature.
It's important to also remember that we came up with that feature before the Pro had a display, right? All the way at the beginning.
Yeah, indeed.
PS4 in Quebec, motors can't be more than 500 watts, and if it's double motors, it's 250 watts per motor. To give a max of 500 watts, really stupid, in my opinion. Yes, we agree. Like we mentioned, I think it should be based on top speed, not motor wattage. Ryan, will turn signal buttons be on same side? Hard to use the thumb throttle and press right at the same time. Also, NFC integrations with phone app to lock and lock scooters.
Yeah. Every time I write that, I see this comment. I understand that people like having it on one side like a motorcycle. I understand that. It makes sense. You know, it's already implemented in most vehicles. But the people that says that you can't use a turning signal while pressing on the throttle, the reality of the electric scooter is that when you let go of the throttle, it's not braking. It's free rolling. So you can just accelerate, you release it, you're going at the same speed, you press the button, and then you can press again. It's not. And even when you ride a scooter, what I find myself doing is never just being throttled down and waiting, you know, you like, and then you let it go, you like free roll, you know. So I really don't see this as a problem that you need to let go of the throttle to press on the turning signal. And you know, let's say we put it on the other side. Well, people are going to say the same thing about the regen. I need to let go of the regen to be able to press the turning signal. So, or it would be the horn, or it would be something else. So for now, it's like this. But yes, in the future, if we redesign throttles, I'm going to put it on one side, like motorcycle.
You remember? I think it was VSET who had the embedded button in the handle, right? Like I think that was the most like seamless.
Yes,
looking
it
integration.
was on the handle like this, but
Mhm.
that's even worse if you think about it, because you need to go
Sure.
like reach out like
Yeah.
this compared to just boop like this.
But it's quite like what I meant is it was quite seamlessly integrated into the whole
It
design.
was clean.
Hmm. But again, if you're wearing gloves, I don't know how well that works. And
That's
anyway,
true.
there's never a perfect solution, right? But great feedback. Thank you. Would you ever consider making an enclosed scooter or three-wheel vehicle that's much cheaper than a car? I think we have a lot on our plate. Yeah, the focus right now is scooters, like we mentioned. Potentially a product expansion soon, but not a three-wheel vehicle much cheaper than a car for the next 2 years. But again, we're focusing on the components like the controller, etc. So it shouldn't be too hard to do that in the future, but not the priority for now. But yeah, interesting. App doesn't ask for biometric or passcode input to use a scooter, which feels sketch as anyone can sign it on without the app and take off. Not if you lock the scooter on your app and you walk away. The only way you can do it is through the app, to do that afterwards. So yeah, so that's just make sure you go to the app and put security. I think that's the biggest one. What is the future for the Apollo Air and Apollo Light? Great question. Matt, do you want to take that one?
Yeah. So the Air will be like for now, basically the focus with the Air is big box retail distribution, right? Like we are quickly realizing that there are products that make sense for specific channels, and the Air is having a lot of success with Best Buy. It's about to launch at Best Buy Canada as well. Chris just signed a bunch of deals for a number of more local distributors. So what we're realizing is that the Air is just a fantastic alternative to a lot of the Segway, a lot of the GoTrack scooters for people who are looking for something for less than $1,000. So right now our focus is very much on just like staying one step ahead in terms of inventory levels and making sure that all of our retail partners have access to the Air. Why the Air? Because it's a great way to recruit people into the Apollo ecosystem. Once you get the Air, you probably want to upgrade to something else. It just makes sense. So right now, that's the kind of mid-term plan for the Air. The Light was the working name for the Go. So the Light doesn't exist anymore. It's just the Go. And the Go, like Chris said, is very much our short distance commuter, right? So if the Air is kind of the entry level product, you've got the Go as the short distance commuter. The dual motor is obviously much more useful for people who live in hilly areas, bigger riders, all of that. And then you've got the City, which is our long distance kind of everyday commuter. So that's how we're thinking of our scooters. And I hope that answers your question.
Cool. Okay, guys, so it's already 2, so we have 3 quick questions. We're going to power through this. How much do I need to pay to get a scooter that can go 40 miles an hour with a weight of 60 pounds or less with the features of the Pro Mini?
It's 40 miles per hour. 65?
65.
55.
64, yeah.
64.
No, 65.
How much you would need to pay for this weight? It's magnesium or carbon fiber. Might as well do it at carbon fiber at this point. You would need to pay probably 4K, 4 or 5K to have something like that.
Is there a scooter like that exists today?
No, there isn't one on the market.
Yeah.
60 pounds is light. And again, like I know it's like people say this a lot, like oh, I really want a fast scooter, but that's light. But when you're going at 40 miles an hour, you want something heavy. So you want something relatively heavy that's stable, right? Otherwise, one little pothole or one bump and you're gone. Although I know it's attractive. But anyway, sorry, let's quickly run through this, guys. I know we're already over time. What's going on the Explorer 2024, Justin? That's been put on pause, like we mentioned in our podcast. We're focusing on Apollo Go and a few other scooters, but we're going to reevaluate it this year. End of the year, and we'll keep you updated. Dave Black, if controller is used to a battery that's in bad shape for cold riding and I replace it, will the controller have a problem getting back to the proper power? I don't believe so, otherwise should be okay.
Battery that's in bad shape for cold riding and I replace it, will the controller have a problem getting back? No, it should be fine.
Yeah, cool. Some guy, which other scooter brands you see in your competition? We can answer that next week. It's a long answer. Yeah, and the fast charger for the Go coming out, that should be relatively soon. What's the?
Like a month, maybe a month and a half. It depends if we are ship them or not. But yeah, so it's here. It's in the office, so we just need to pass the order now.
We'll be ready for the season. Yeah.
Beautiful. Great. Okay, guys, that concludes it for our Scoot Friday. Thank you so much for joining us, for engaging with us and writing all these questions. Next time, if you want to submit your questions beforehand, just to make sure we answer it in the first case, it would be great. But yeah, anyway, Elwha and Match, thank you so much for joining us on the call today. And Justin, stay tuned. There might be some surprises in the next year or so, just to keep it off that. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.